Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about traffic tickets. Now, you let's say you get a traffic ticket and you cannot make it to court. You used to be able to give the ticket to somebody and ask them to go to court, plead guilty, pay the fine, and that was the end of it. But that was never the law. That was just a courtesy that the courts were giving. So what's happening now with the new Traffic Act and everything being computerized, you're finding, okay, I'm not sure exactly what caused it, but they are no longer accepting people not appearing in court for traffic tickets. So you can no longer give your traffic ticket to your, say you give it to somebody and ask them to go to court, plead guilty, and pay the fine. The judge is not going to accept it. And it is, I wouldn't say, it is making it very inconvenient for people. So, let me just highlight, let me just tell you guys a story. It was in the newspaper that the traffic court judge was hearing a case where a family court judge, another judge, got a traffic ticket, never paid it, and the traffic court judge hired a lawyer to go to court to represent them. The traffic court judge wanted to, the family court judge wanted to plead guilty, pay the fine, move on. The family court judge sent a lawyer to represent them, and the traffic court judge said, no, you cannot represent the person, they must appear in person. And this is a judge, and this is a lawyer representing the judge. So, guys, if you get a traffic ticket and you cannot, even though you know you were in the right, and you cannot attend court, and attending court is not a 10, 15 minutes, it is an entire day. It is an entire day. You have to go, you have to produce the tickets at the door so that the person in charge knows you're there. Then you have to wait for your name to be called. Now everything is computerized with this new traffic ticket system. But sometimes the old tickets are still being issued, the yellow tickets, the ones that the police officer writes up. And they have to find that ticket at the court. So you go to the court office or the courtroom, you show the officer or whoever is at the door the ticket, and then they have to go and find the ticket, and then they put you on the docket, and then they call you. There is no order in the way the tickets are called. You could be there from 10 o'clock and your case is called at 12 o'clock. And you want to plead guilty, but you have to sit down there the entire day. And you have to be there in person. So, after you got before the judge now, you plead guilty, the judge issues you a fine, which probably takes a minute. You then pay the fine, and then you have to wait on the receipt, which probably could take another hour or 2 hours. Because when you are in the courtroom, you plead guilty and you pay. They don't issue the receipt right there. You have to wait till that file with about 15 receipt payments come downstairs or come to a different office. They write up the receipt and then they issue it to you, which you could wait another 2 hours on the receipt. And then you be very careful with that receipt because you have to get the receipt. Because when you plead guilty, pay the fine, it is still on the computerized system that you have an outstanding ticket, etc. It's going to take a couple days, maybe even weeks to update the system. So when you have to keep that traffic ticket or a picture of it with you for a couple days, maybe even weeks, until they update that system at the courthouse. So is it is great that they have this new traffic system. Great. It is working well. But they need to do something about the court part of it. It needs to be better linked, especially when you pay the ticket. It should be instant that it appears on the system that you paid. But we'll talk about that in another video. But the fact is, you have to appear in person now in court. You can't send a lawyer. The judge sent a lawyer to represent them. And even though you have a lawyer, you still have to be there. If you're not using a lawyer, you sometimes you just ask somebody to go and pay the ticket for you on the court date, the date that you are on the ticket for you to appear in court, but you just can't take the entire day off from work to go and sort out the ticket. So you can no longer ask somebody to do it. And if you're sending a lawyer, you have to go with them. You have to go in person, basically. That was not the case before, but that is the case now. And guys, what do you think of this system? And I want to ask you guys that live outside of Jamaica, like the Canada, UK, America, USA, even other Caribbean countries. How does it work? Do you have to go to court or can a representative go for you? Alright, guys, thanks for taking a tour with us today. We're actually driving through Westmoreland today. Sorry, driving in Westmoreland, but we're driving through the town of Savanna-la-Mar. And this is Beckford Plaza, the largest plaza in Savanna-la-Mar. This is actually Shoppers Fair. Alright, guys, thanks for taking a tour with us today. Have a good day.